All right, here we go. Regulate leadership, building from wholeness instead of wounds. This is where you separate yourself from generic business content. What if you could keep the ambition without the pressure? High performance without identity fragility. High performance without identity fragility. Can you be the high performer and be feeling safe with the true identity of who you are? Can it be enough? Can it be enough to be you? And how do you be you? Being you is a powerful thing. And what that looks like is vulnerability and letting people know your weaknesses. Being authentically truthful with yourself first and then with others. But that feels unsafe to our nervous system because we feel like we might be rejected or abandoned. But once we're able to show up for ourselves, we don't have to worry about being rejected or abandoned because we've already accepted ourselves. We can then open up and talk about the things that we're working through. What if you could keep the ambition without the pressure? High performance without identity fragility. Man, that's so good. What real regulation looks like. You don't need the next win to feel okay. Failure doesn't collapse identity. You can delegate without anxiety. You don't take feedback as threat. You can rest without guilt. Oh, I know that last one. You can rest without guilt. I know sometimes, boy, you lay down, you take a nap, or you just rest. You take it easy on a Saturday or Sunday. Sometimes I'd feel guilty, like, no, I should be doing something. There's so much to do. I need to be doing it, right? And failure doesn't collapse identity. Oftentimes we fail, then it's like, I am a failure. It becomes your identity instead of like, hey, I'm in earth school. Things happen. I'm learning. I can't fail. It's okay. You're learning. This is how we learn. You're good. And then being able to delegate without anxiety. You don't take feedback as a threat, right? Because someone gives you some feedback. Oh, defensive. Whoa, what? You gotta protect yourself. If somebody tries to point something out that you could have done better, then you start feeling like attacked because you're insecure about who you are. And so, man, these are great examples, y'all. You don't need the next win to feel okay, right? Because we talked about in the last video, because when you get the win, it feels okay, but then it goes away and you got to get the next win, and then the next one, and this. It's like your mind is driving you, and this is not a good place to live, y'all. So I hope y'all are hearing this. So the work, we talk about doing the work. What does the work look like? Inner child parts work. Sitting with shame instead of outrunning it. Somatic regulation. Look at that sun coming in, y'all. Let's go. Sitting with shame instead of outrunning it. Somatic regulation, learning to feel without collapse. And this is the work I do. This is the work I'm doing with people, is helping people connect to their bodies, bringing people back into visualization therapy, like visualizing, taking you back to when you were a kid. And you don't need and so some of the biggest tools that I've had is the breath work. This has been the greatest tool I've had, and that's taking a deep breath. Putting my hand on my heart. Putting your hand on your heart releases serotonin into your body. It's like giving somebody a hug. So you put your hand on your chest. Take a deep breath. You can hum on the exhale. This calms the vagus nerve that connects to the brain, the heart, the gut. And you can regulate because the mind is controlled by the breath. calm the nervous system down. This is called regulating. No one's taught us this stuff, but it's super powerful. And then just allowing whatever feeling is there to be there. You're not removing drive, you're removing fear from underneath it. Sometimes it feels like you could be removing that drive, but really you're removing the fear from underneath it. So that fear that's been driving you, you get rid of that fear, you step into coherence, oneness, true authenticity of who you truly are, a God, a version of God here on earth, a version of creator source. No one else is like you. You've always been special. You've always been valuable. This is who you are. You're a unique fingerprint of God here, expressing as God, creating as God. You create your world. And this is why we want to connect with the inner child. That inner child, that's why I love kids. I love seeing these little kids because they're just, just living life. They don't care. They're just being them. So the goal isn't less success. The goal is success that doesn't cost your nervous system your peace. What is your definition of success? Man, I'll tell you right now, this sun is feeling successful, as it was a little chilly this morning here in the desert. It is feeling amazing right now. What is your success look like? What is your definition of success? Well, if it's success to make a bunch of money and just totally dismiss how your body feels, that's a long life. Maybe some regrets on the deathbed, right? The goal is success that doesn't cost your nervous system your peace. So at the end of the day, I think what we're all wanting in life is the peace, right? You don't need to shrink your empire. You need to outgrow the wound that built it. It's the wounds a lot of times that drove us to the success that we've achieved financially in the 3D earth matrix here. But true success for me is to know thyself at the deepest level, to have this relationship, to have this really truthful, honest relationship with myself, to not fool myself, to be as honest as I can with myself about who I am, the emotions that I'm feeling, and then through that vulnerability and honesty with myself, I can then be that for you guys. What's up? For my family and friends. And so leave a chat, leave a message. Where are you at? Where are you being honest with yourself so you can be honest with others, so you can be honest with the team, that you can be in peace and let the universe be your business partner and just let it flow, let it magnetize to you. Because when you're always in anxiety, fearing the future, you got to go. Well, there's nothing wrong with going, but you got to find that balance. But when you're in peace, instead of having to always chase it to get it, you can flow in peace, in relationship with your higher power, with source energy, and then that partnership can just magnetize the business and the wealth and the relationships to you. I've seen it happening in my life. Bringing that new friend as you lose your old friends, because it'll happen as you change. He'll bring in a new friend that can meet you and y'all can know each other at a deep level and get the best out of one another, and that business deal can just flow in just like that. So, man, what a great series. on high performers. If you're a high performer and you need some help navigating everything I've been talking about in this series, hit me up for theknown.com, and I would love to come beside you and help you on your way. All right, y'all. Peace and love.